Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, here tonight, going to talk a little bit about the Tennessee Volunteers firing Jeremy Pruitt and what's to come of Tennessee football. So, I heard the news earlier today, and I started to get on ESPN, and I wanted to see what different opinions were on who Tennessee should go after, who they should hire. And then before I did that, I listened to the press conference with the chancellor from Tennessee, Phil Fulmer, giving his resignation and giving the reasons on why he's going to resign. And after listening to that, one thing I realized was, man, this is still ongoing, meaning this was just an internal investigation by Tennessee, and the NCAA has still yet to give out any type of ruling or any type of decisions, any type of penalty for Tennessee at this point. So we are completely in the dark. Now, I'm not so sure that Tennessee is completely in the dark. I think Tennessee knows what's going to happen, and they've actually taken some steps to prepare themselves for what's going to happen. First thing they did was they brought in Kevin Steele. Kevin Steele was brought in with not really an assigned position. He was just hired as a coach. And the thing is this was after Tennessee said they were going to cease and restrict all hires by Jeremy Pruitt at the time. But then here comes Kevin Steele. So what I think happened was Tennessee realized we did some things and we're about to get the hammer from the NCAA. So let's cover our tracks. Let's do an internal investigation and see what we find, and be forthcoming and honest about what we find, and then maybe those NCAA penalties are not as harsh as they could be. It's almost like as a kid, you're about to get in trouble, and your parents tell you that, hey, if you lie and you don't tell me the truth, it's going to be a lot worse. So Tennessee, as a program, decided to we're going to do our investigation, we're going to be forthcoming, and then maybe these sanctions or penalties, what comes of it, aren't so bad. Now, what I did hear was there was actually multiple level 1 and level 2 infractions. So the level 1 infractions are the big ones. Now, we don't know, when we hear multiple, we don't know what that is, and I'm sure the NCAA is going to reveal that. But this is not a good thing that Tennessee is going through right now. This is actually a pretty bad time for the program. Now, here's the thing. If you're looking for a coach, now obviously Tennessee is a great program. I have a lot of respect for Tennessee, but if they are looking for a coach, they want to look for a coach and bring somebody in that wants to win, that wants to compete with Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M. What coach is going to want to go to Tennessee right now when he has no clue on what's going to come of that program? I mean, we're talking Tennessee could get put on 2 years probation, a loss of scholarships, a bowl ban. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? And maybe the fact that they were forthcoming about this stuff and they did this internal investigation, that actually eases some of the blow and the penalties aren't as harsh. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But at this point, with what we know, what coach would want to go to Tennessee without any clue of what the future looks like? I think Kevin Steele is going to be the coach this year. And when you heard them say that they were looking for a new coach and Phil Fulmer is stepping down and wants to bring in a new athletic director to make that hire, I don't think we're going to see that personally anytime soon. I predict that Kevin Steele will coach next year, and I don't think there's really high expectations for Tennessee. I think it's actually going to get kind of ugly. I expect there to be a lot of recruitments decommitting from the school, and he's just kind of filling in. He has head coaching experience, so it's not putting somebody in that's completely clueless, but I think he is just a temporary fill-in until they find somebody. Plus, say they get put on a 1-year bowl ban type of deal, lose some scholarships, whatever it may be. At this point in the season, I mean, who are you going to find? I mean, the biggest name out there was Sark. You know, Brent Venables is a big name, but he's not leaving Clemson. Urban Meyer's name is floated around out there. He's now at Jacksonville. Who would you bring in right now? Because you want to bring in somebody that's going to completely rebuild the program. If you leave Kevin Steele in place, this can give you a whole year to prepare this. And I think Kevin Steele is the coach right now with the full understanding that, hey, this is a temporary deal, Kevin. As soon as we find somebody, we're going to bring him in. If you can win 6 games next year, great. That's awesome. But don't plan on staying. You know, we just need you to be a substitute coach for the time being. Now, that's what I think Tennessee should do if they're smart. We'll see how it goes, though. But I'd like to get your thoughts on it. What do you think? Do you think Tennessee should go ahead and hire somebody right now, or do you think they should hold off and just kind of obviously wait until the NCAA investigation is closed out and we know what's in Tennessee's future? Give me your thoughts. If you send me comments, I'll do my best to reply. I'd really like to start building the channel, so if you could subscribe, that'd be great. And we'll see where it goes from here. You guys take care.